tout est si vide. Quand tu me lâches, quand tout se détache, c'est le pire.
Think of a woman who spent years in courtrooms, sharp suits, long days, steady career. She was 42, still a practicing attorney, when she decided, why not chase the music she loved? That's Ellie Bloom. Now she's making dark, driving electro-pop, catchy beats that pull you in. She's not quitting law, just adding a whole new chapter. Her story? It's proof you can start fresh, no matter your age. And this is an exclusive interview right here with the Trout.
Reviens vers moi. Tout s'écroule, tout s'efface. Tout est si vide. Quand tu me lâches, quand tout se détache, c'est le pire. Tout avec toi.
Retired or getting ready to retire? David Smith, your Edward Jones financial advisor, is passionate about helping you craft the retirement you've always dreamed of. With over 20 years of experience, David creates personalized financial strategies to secure your nest egg, fund that dream vacation, or build a lasting legacy for your family. At Edward Jones, it's not just about wealth, it's about living your rich life. Whether you're enjoying more time with grandkids or exploring new adventures, David's here to guide you every step of the way. Proud sponsor of The Trout Show, he's committed to making your retirement vibrant and worry-free. Connect with David Smith today. Call 469-372-1587 to start planning your retirement now. And, oh, by the way, David can assist anybody located in 48 continental United States. Call David today at 469-372-1587.
You had a career as an attorney. Now, let's start from the very beginning, because I wonder where you got your English, because I know a lot of people in Europe speak English, not as much in America. You come over here, they go, well, you speak in French, or Texas, come on. Where did you grow up originally?
So originally, I was born in Belgium. The first year of my life, I lived in Germany. So obviously, I didn't have any German at that point yet. Then I went back to Belgium. And when I was 14, I moved to Canada, to Montreal.
Okay.
Where did I get my English was, I grew up in a very international family. So we lived in the Dutch part of Belgium, and we were raised in French because we are from a French-speaking family, which is quite atypical for the Flemish part. There's like 7% of Flemish people in Belgium that are French-speaking. Like I said before, it's a little bit like Quebec and Canada. Let's say you can compare it to that. And so I was raised in French, and then I had to go to school, and that was then Dutch. But at the same time, because we were a very international family, my dad and my mom, they spoke English with me as well. So from a very young age, English was very much part of the daily routine. Because obviously in the 80s, we didn't have all social media and everything. No. Because my kids now, they speak 3 languages as well, but their English is also amazing. But it's obviously because of social media. But at that time, it wasn't the case.
I think it's interesting, that most people in Europe, they do have a lot of speak English. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then when I was 14, we moved to Canada, and we lived on this little island called Ile Bizarre. It's like a weird island, basically. And there I went to a school, and my parents decided that I should go in the English and French, how do you say it, schooling system, so that my English and French would be also from oral and written, would be good. So that's really how the English came,
Well, what I do know is that you learn languages much easier when you're young. Music is interesting from the standpoint that even though you sing in French, people don't need to understand the music except the music.
Mm-hmm. That's like the best compliment I find. When people tell me, I don't understand a word, but I love it. I'm like, wow, that means that, the music is, the arrangements are done, the feeling and the emotions go through without even understanding what I'm saying. So I really like when people say that.
So when was the decision? I mean, did you start playing a piano or anything, or you sang, or when you were young?
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit
so
about that.
to be honest, like a long story because of course, my path was quite atypical because my project, my Ellie Bloom project started only three years ago, and obviously, for the music business, I'm old. I mean,
Yes, you are.
I am.
You're
I'm
ancient. Quit now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but I was like, it's a childhood dream. When I was about, I think, 8 or 10, I was really dreaming of being on a podium. I was singing all the time. When I was about, I think, 6, I got my first Sony. It's in my studio downstairs. I should have brought it up. And I started recording my voice on my dad's cassette tapes. He used to make his own mixtapes for in the car. And then he would be angry with me because, I was putting my voice on all his mixtapes. I was singing like Celine Dion and everything. And
So you would
he didn't,
listen back and sing and then record over whoever you were
yeah,
listening to. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can
yeah,
see that
yeah.
pissed her off. Yeah, I pissed her off.
Yeah. It pissed them off anyway. So that's how it really started. And, I thought, I have something, but nobody was confirming that in my family. They were like, yeah, you stop it. We have like a family with lawyers and notary publics and, singing was just not
No,
like, no,
you're in a different world.
yes,
You're in
yeah,
a creative world. If
exactly.
they don't understand that. They don't
No,
understand.
they didn't. They
Get a
didn't.
real
And so,
job. Get a real
yeah,
job.
yeah, and on the other hand, I'm thankful that I went, through that path because today I am able to be an artist and make this project live and give it a voice. And at the same time have a stable income and have still, a business that is working because
Right.
everything that's working on the one side is giving me opportunities to, develop my projects. So, I bloomed late, and that's where Ellie Bloom also comes from. The name Bloom is really from blooming. And then
Hmm.
my kids, I was asking my kids, can we find a name because I wanted to sound international. I wanted to be able, and then they said, yeah, Ellie. And I was like, oh yeah, Ellie is good. Ellie's good in French, in English, in Dutch. Um,
Correct.
and it sticks, So yeah, that's why it really started off when I was about 10 years old. And I used to watch, I remember I used to watch, on DVD. No, not on DVD, on laser discs.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
laser discs?
Yes. They didn't last
So
very long, but I do remember them.
they
Yeah.
didn't last, but we had like a collection of them. And my dad used to buy all the live concerts, like Michael Jackson. I don't know if you know the French artist Mylène Farmer.
No, but that's
Oh,
okay.
she's amazing, and so I used to watch this, and I used to be so inspired, and so that's where my childhood dream came from. And growing up, I think amongst friends, I used to sing, and but nobody really knew. And then life happened. A lot of things happened, difficult things, easier things, and but I grew to be a mom and a grown woman. And then I got close to my 40s and I was like, am I really going to be a lawyer for the rest of my life?
No,
And
that was not the right phrase. Do I want to be a lawyer the rest of my
yeah,
life?
yeah, that's true.
That's it.
That's true.
That's the way it
Do
was.
do I want to be a lawyer? Well, at the time, I think I was 37 when I started to, put everything into perspective. And I was honestly, I was done with it.
Get tired of it.
My I was really tired and like how do I say it? I was empty. I couldn't give anymore.
It didn't give you any fulfillment, is basically what you're saying.
Anymore. It was
And
basically
may I ask
like,
you what kind of practice you did?
well, I was doing immigration, social security, and tax law for expats.
Okay, and where were you
Yeah,
practicing?
it
What
was my own
country?
practice. Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah, Belgium. And
Excuse me.
it's still active. I mean, I'm still it's still my job, and I'm still, I'm still running the business.
Well, sure, why
But
not?
now the difference is now that I have a very good team, and I'm trying to delegate as much work as possible so I can get my free time to put in the musical project. Um, but it's amazing because in the beginning I was very afraid to openly come out with it because I had
Hmm.
clients all over the world,
Hmm.
Chinese, Japanese, um, and I was very afraid that they would think I wouldn't take their files seriously anymore. So
Hmm.
it took me a long time before I put it on LinkedIn.
Oh, I'm
And
sure. Yeah.
yeah, and then I was very surprised because when I decided to really come out with the project, like I'm a lawyer, but I'm also an artist, and there's a side of me that just needs to color outside of the box. Um, People were so responsive, and they were so um, surprised in a positive way. And still today, whenever I meet new clients for the legal business, I talk about my musical project, and I end up in conversations that are so interesting because music just connects everybody.
Yes, it does.
It is amazing. So I've been getting on new clients for the legal business through Ellie Bloom, and I've been getting on professionals for Ellie Bloom through my business. So it's really it's like yin and yang, and it's really very interesting.
Here's what you had going though. First off, you have you're not 20 or 18
That's
going
true.
into. So I do a lot of I've interviewed hundreds of people. So the younger people, and I've tried to help young people through the maze of the music business because I have friends in it.
Hmm.
And their parents are like, I don't know what to do. I'm
Yeah.
clueless. The kid's like, I got to go play in front of 15,000 people, mom. And they're talented and all that good stuff. But what you got going on is you have common sense and business sense
Hmm.
because now the music business is not like it was when you watch laser discs. It's
No.
not like that at all. A lot of people are independent artists or doing their own thing, which requires you to work and run a business. And a lot of times, as you're probably well aware of, creative people don't really have that part of their brain.
Hmm. Hmm. It's true.
So you've got that. But the other thing that you had, because it's great, I'm thinking about this when you're talking, and you go to your client and go, hi, nice to see you again, Mr. Whoever. Just want to let you know I'm an artist now. Oh, really? Yeah, when you get a chance, listen to my stuff. Now, there's
Hmm.
two paths that happen then. One is they listen and go, okay, she's not very good. I don't know why she's even doing this. Or, oh, wait a minute, she's really good at what she does. That is the avenue that you took because you're talented at it. And then
Hmm.
the third thing that happens is when they see you, they can go, do you know that's my attorney up there singing?
That's cool. Huh?
I mean, how cool is that? The thing I know about music is, um, and especially in what you do, you've got to have people, you can be a great writer, but you got to have a lot of people back there doing, you got to, this is the other thing that's hard, is translating what's up here to whoever's sitting
Yeah.
there at the keyboard doing whatever they're doing
Hmm.
or the drummer.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you took the risk. What was the first thing you did? Did you call up somebody and say, I got these songs I'd like to record? How did that process go with you?
It was very interesting because it was actually, I think when COVID hit, I was I had a lot of time thinking, like a lot of us, and I was doing conference calls with my clients, and obviously nobody could travel, so I was just, I think we were all just stuck, trying to get to the next best thing,
Right.
and and I said, okay, now I have to do something with my voice. And before I wanted to go through the part where I wanted to start writing and everything, what I did was I was like, I have to make sure that my voice is good. So I contacted a vocal coach in not far away from where I lived, and I met her, and it was amazing from day one. I remember I got in there and I said, I want to sing, and I think I can sing, but. And I said, I want to sing Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. So it's like my favorite song. And
Oh,
she's
really?
like, yeah. Yeah. She was like, go ahead. It's quite hard.
What song did you sing from Sinead? What was the one you liked?
Nothing
Oh,
compares to
the
you.
Prince song, the Prince song.
Yeah, the Prince song, yeah. And so I started singing, and it was not bad, but it was really awful from where I stand
Yeah,
now, you know.
it's a
And she
tough
said,
song
you
to
know,
sing.
it's a really tough song to sing. And she said, well, we're gonna work on it, but I think you're gonna need like 2 years before you can really, really sing it. And I was like, okay, okay, fine. Anyway, so we started working the basics and everything. So I learned a lot from her. And then when we were about, I think, a year and a half into the vocal lessons, um, we started connecting differently. And I said, I want to write.
Hmm.
I want to write stuff. You know, I needed to get things out of my system.
Sure.
And I started putting some chords together, and then I remember the first time I tried, I was in the wrong tone, you know. And she's like,
Okay.
first of all, yeah, wrong key. She's like, first of all, when you do a song, you got to do a song in one key. You know, you can't do a song in three keys. I was like, oh yeah, okay,
Unless
okay,
you
you know.
modulate. No, 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 you
Yeah,
can't do it like for
yeah, I
yeah.
know. But I didn't know that at the time because of course, I love music. I had played piano when I was young. I had done, how do you say it, the solfège in French, the notes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
How do you say that in English?
What? What?
The
The music, the score, or the
yeah,
notes?
yeah,
The
the
score?
music theory,
Yeah.
let's say.
Yeah, music there.
Um,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, and then I used to play the flute. So I did do some things when I
So you
was
had
young.
some musical background and understand the
Yeah,
basics. Because
yeah,
you probably could
definitely.
read, obviously you could read music a little bit too.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Basics, but still, yeah, I could
Sure,
I
but
could
you
do it.
under, yeah.
Yeah, I had some basics, and then I started writing, and then she helped me with the studio, the vocal coach studio. It's called Mind the Voice. She helped me to put together some songs, and then I wrote, and she was helping me with piano arrangements. And then I said to her, I said, okay, now we got to get a producer in. And I had one producer in my mind. I had a list of, I think, 12 producers. And the
Mhm.
first one was actually Yannick, the one I work with now since the beginning. And she said, no, 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 we're going to work with young guys. We need to work with guys, come out of the conservatorium. I don't know how you say
Yeah.
it in English.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they were really good, but I was like, no, I want to work with this one. She's like, no, this first EP, we're gonna try it with these people. So I was quite happy with what they did, but it was a first, you know. There's always a first, and you have to
Yep.
come up with something. Um, and then for the second EP, I worked with Yannick, only with Yannick. So we contacted each other, and I don't know if you know Axel Red. She's a
Mm.
French, she's a Belgian artist, also Flemish
Okay.
like me. She's quite known in Belgium and France especially. And he used to work with her also. So I was like, okay, okay, this guy is good, you know. And although he doesn't have an amazing social media presence, let's say, this guy, you Google him and you go see, and he's worked on the biggest works.
He
So
keeps
I
it,
knew I
in
had
case
he
nobody knows
keeps
a
it
lot
very
about it.
quiet. Yeah, he
Yeah.
keeps it very quiet. He's very private person, but this guy, he's like an encyclopedia of sounds and of experience. And so I contacted him, and he was happy to meet me. And then we started talking and talking and talking, and we just connected. We just
Yeah,
connected
because
on
producers
every
don't want to
level.
produce anybody they don't like.
No, no,
I mean,
that's yeah,
they
that's
might
true.
take your money,
Yeah,
but I've been asked to produce people, and I say, here's the deal. I got to like you first.
yeah,
I think it's interesting that you're smart enough to figure that out
yeah,
because a lot of people don't understand what a producer does.
yeah.
Some people think, well, they're just going to tell me what to do. If no, that's not their job.
No, I
Their
made a
job, and it didn't
soundboard.
surprise me. Yeah, they're the one, but it didn't surprise me. He said, "Okay, I'll meet with you." Probably looked at your CV and went, "Okay, she's all
Yeah,
right. She can't be stupid or crazy, so let's go talk to her." And then he goes,
yeah,
"Oh, okay." And then you get because they have to get to know you because it's a
yeah.
collaboration.
It's a
And
collaboration,
if you
and
don't like working with them, and they don't want to work with you, why are you paying them?
yeah.
It's just
No,
not going to
it's
work.
true. It's true. And this guy, he's amazing. I have so much respect for him, and we really connect on a lot of levels. And he just seems to when I explain my story and where it comes from, what I want to write, what I hear, what I feel, he has this way of of inventing, because it's that, he has all these analog synthesizers, and he's really creating the sounds for my music, from analog machines from 1984.
Yeah.
And that is just, I have shivers just talking about it,
I
because
understand.
I'm like, this machine is like 1 year younger than I am, and we're making music with this, and so we're really creating from nothing. And it's not just getting sounds from, or getting ideas from. Obviously you get inspired by other artists and other songs, and
Right.
but I made a soundboard, where I really, in my notes, I said, okay, this song, this second, this sound, okay, we got to do something with that. I like that sound, and that's how we got to this Ellie Bloom sound that I call my sound. And I understood that it was very important also to try to create your own sound. And
Which
it
is hard
wasn't
to do.
easy.
Very
It
difficult.
was really difficult, because now we just finished, I just released the third EP, and I'm going to do a edition of the first EP that's going to come out now in just before June. We're going to start releasing every month one song of the first EP that's been reproduced.
Right.
And then I'm going to go into, my creative shell again, and try to write for the next album, which I want to have out in 2027. But he was asking me, we're good in terms of sound. Do we need to? Does there need to be an evolution of sound? I think, of course, in every project there is an evolution of sound, because
Sure,
as a
you get
person,
better at what you're doing. Getting better at what
exactly, you get better as a person. You grow every day, and that's, for me,
Yeah.
one of the most important things. Especially getting older, it's important to understand, who you are, where you come from, who you evolve to be. There's so many things that happen also in life that, they just mark you.
Well, you
And
can't write a song. Your songwriting capability is different at your age versus when you're 18.
oh yeah,
I mean, it's not just the maturation of the music process, it's your maturation of you and your
definitely.
lifestyle. So when you did this and you get this
Mhm.
going and you worked with this gentleman, the producer, what was your idea of what you wanted to do with it? I mean, it's nice, you can put it out on Spotify and all that, but you're trying to do a brand and get a name, and I know you've done a few live things.
Hmm. Hmm.
What was, and I would imagine from what you said, watching all those laser discs, playing in front of a large audience, or at least doing that, would be something that's probably on your list,
Hmm.
isn't it?
It is. It is. I think when I started, I had a friend, like, and she said, "So what? So you started this, and like, what do you want to achieve with this?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, I'm just happy I did it, because now I did it, and nobody can take it away from me anymore." But if you really ask me what is my big dream, I don't think there's any limits. I would love to perform in front of thousands of people. I think now I'm in a stage where I'm definitely still in development, and I have a lot to learn still, in terms of everything. Because I think I mean, I know from the last 3 years I've had a speed, how do you say, a speed, um how do you, I forget my word,
That's all
um
right.
uh um a cours. I have it in 3 languages. I don't find it in English. um a speed updates, like, not an update, but when you learn something, you go to a speed
Okay.
class, you know what
Oh,
I
speed.
mean.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
A
Okay.
speed class
Yeah.
on music industry. I
Right.
knew nothing about music industry.
No, why would you?
I
You're an attorney.
I didn't know anything about it. The only thing I knew was the passion I had for music, and artists I love, but I had no clue about how this music industry functions. And so, obviously, because I'm quite an entrepreneur, I saw this from the very beginning as a brand. I never saw it because sometimes people tell me, oh, it's like a hobby and it's,
Yeah.
going out of hand and it's becoming something. And I'm like, it was never a hobby for me. It was a passion. And I wanted to do something with it for me in the first place, because for me, I wanted to feel good about it and be able to say that I did it and show my children that it's not because you're in a certain path of life and you've chosen for something in the past that, you have to stick to it for the rest of your life, even if in some points it's making you unhappy. And you got to just go for your dreams. You got to keep stability, but you got to dare to go for your dreams. So that was what I wanted to achieve. But then when she said, yes, but what do you want? And I said, oh yeah, well, I want it all. I'm not afraid. I want it all. Of course I'm afraid, because sometimes I'm thinking, what
If you're
if
never
tomorrow...
afraid, you're not, if you're not
Yeah,
afraid,
your
you're already
dreams are
worn
not big
out.
enough.
Not, but well, I used to tell people, if you're not nervous when you walk on a stage on a government time, you need to give it up, because then
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
you're just walking through playing, let's play a song. And if you don't
exactly.
have a little, same way with you. And I think what you're getting to is people in your age bracket don't understand,
No,
and they never will,
I had
because
a lot of friends that just left my circle, let's say, because they didn't get it,
they'll come back when you're famous.
probably.
They'll come back. Hey, remember me? Oh, how you been? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember. Yeah.
probably. But honestly, Rick, I think my whole circle didn't understand.
And they can't.
Even my parents, they didn't get it.
No, they can't.
I had to get out my first EP before they could say, "Oh, okay, it's not bad." And I
For
was
the
like,
people that don't want you to be because they're jealous will say, "What do you think you're doing? What's wrong with you? You got a regular,
mhm,
you look at you, you're a professional woman, you got a family. What's wrong with you?" Well, they don't want you to be successful, because
mhm,
they're in the same position you were before you decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out and do this. And the worst thing that happen is 2 or 3 years from now, you go, okay, I've done it. It's not happening. I'm going to continue being an attorney, a
mhm,
lawyer. And it's a moment in time you can go, okay, look at this. I did this. Because then you fulfilled what's in here.
mhm, exactly. Yeah.
And you cannot do that unless you do it. And you will
Mhm,
continue to reach for the top. Maybe you'll get what you want, maybe you won't, but at least you tried. And
exactly.
if you don't, and I tell younger people all this time, do what you want to do. Don't listen to what
Mhm,
people say. If you want
yeah.
to be whatever, if it makes you happy, it will make you happy and you'll make through it. If you don't, you'll be miserable.
Mhm,
But how do you take the next step? I'm sure that's what runs through your mind all the time. Here you
mhm.
got the EP just came out, didn't it? Or you just
Yeah,
released something? Yeah, I think so.
yeah,
I saw that. So
yeah.
how are
I
you
just
how are you
released
going
it.
to promote it, or what are you doing to promote it?
Well, for now, so the third EP came out. I was quite surprised because after 1 month, I hit 105,000 streams. Um, so I was quite happy. Of course, streams, as you know, is not. I mean, 100,000 streams is not very
It's like three
representable.
hundred dollars. It's like
Exactly,
300 bucks.
exactly. But I see a lot of artists saying, I don't like to post about numbers and because I'm not doing it there for that. But in my mind and in my ambition, I am doing it and I am driving it as a business. So numbers are very important, and that's why I'm not shy to share them.
I think you're
Um,
smart.
because a lot of people who start following me, like managers, people in the industry, etc., I know they have an eye on me. I see it. They follow me. They
Sure.
don't necessarily like things or they don't see things, but they follow me, and I'm like, you're not following me for any for any other reason than to see how I'm growing in my
Right.
project.
Right.
So that's why I like to share it. Where so the EP now, I used to work with 5 people who were doing the PR in France and in Belgium, because I had to have somebody who did the PR for the Flemish part because it's in Dutch, and it's totally different worlds. I had to have somebody in France who was doing the national radios, somebody who was doing the local and the regional radios. I had to have somebody who was doing the online streaming platforms. So it was a whole team. That was a few months ago.
Well, you
And
got to
then
work to pay for those people.
yes, exactly. So it started to be very, very expensive.
Yes.
And at a certain point, I decided, okay, I have to slim down, the costs, because the streams and the radio I'm getting is obviously good, but it's not number wise, it's not good. You know what I mean? So I decided to start and do everything myself. Contact radios, pitch myself, and I'm not
How's
getting
that
as
going?
yeah.
How's that going?
It's not going bad, but it takes so much time, and I used to be very corporate
Sure.
with what
Yeah.
I'm doing, but it's
Yeah.
not appreciated. Radios want to be, especially in France, they want to be addressed by their first names. They want you to be very personal, individual with them. So in the first times that I was pitching my music and doing the PR myself, I was sending one email to myself with everyone in BCC. And I was like, let it come, let it come to me. And I got like 0 answers.
Yeah,
And then
that's exactly what happens. Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
funny. My publisher, he came back to me. He's like, that's not the way you do things.
No, no.
So I quickly changed. So now every time I have something coming out, I think I have a day of work sending about 50, 60 emails individually to every person. I make an electronic press kit with a link in a Google Drive where I have
Yeah.
the audios, the visuals, all the information that's necessary. And I'm happy about the outcome. There's definitely more that I could do if I had more time. But for releases now, I'm working with still one person who's doing the pitches to the online music platforms, because I would really, really want to reach editorial playlists.
So you might as well say you're trying to get on a playlist, different playlists.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to get on some playlists to go get these streams up. I have a lot of yearly subscriptions to platforms like Soundchart, Songkick, all those things to analyze where the radio comes from, where the streams come from, who your followers are on all the platforms.
So let me ask you, who is
Yeah.
your audience?
So my audience is between, let's say, 30 and 65, so it's very
Okay.
wide.
So it's an older audience.
It's an older audience, yeah, because I think what I write is also more for people over 30. And
Right.
I have one song which is called Cœur mon cœur, it's like Heart My Heart, which talks about I had 4 heart surgeries.
In real
So
life?
in real life, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was born with a heart problem, which is totally fine now. But I think people under 30 are not really concerned about any health issues,
No, they could care less.
Exactly. So I think what I write is for a more mature audience. But it's so that's my audience in terms of age. Now my biggest audience is France, with Canada on the second
Sure.
second one, and then
Quebec.
yeah, there's an alarm going off. And then my third country is Belgium, luckily. Yeah.
Do you
So
think that your music would not translate real to an American audience that likes EDM?
I think so. I think so. When I look at Angèle, I'm sure you must have
Hmm.
heard of her. She's her dad actually works with my sound engineer, so it's very close by. Even though I've never met her, but I think she's an amazing artist, and she's done it. Stromae, he's done it. they went to Coachella. Angèle is really growing her project now in the US. I think she's based now in New York, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I definitely think that there is room for this sound that I'm bringing to in the US. Yeah. And I do see that sometimes I have some radio in the US, and I'm quite surprised. Like, where did they get,
I think you have a real, like I said at the very beginning, I don't talk to people I don't like their music. You've done all the prerequisites. You've taken a chance. You know what you're doing. You've got the right people behind you.
Yeah.
Now your job is to grab songs out of the air, put them on, and listen to them and go, where did that come from?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm literally working on now. Because, when I started, I said, I'm going to give myself 5 years. I started when I was about,
that's legit.
37. I started the project with the vocal lessons and everything. I think I was about 39 when my first EP came out, then 40 when my second EP came out. Now I'm 42. But I changed that vision of, I'm going to give myself 5 years, because you start something. And when I look at other artists now that are breaking through, especially in France, they're about my age. They've been working on this project for 12 years. And I don't think you can compare a project in the music industry to a brand in a legal industry that you're, pushing. It's a different way. It's emotional. It's people business, and you got to know the right people, and you got to touch the right people. And so I'm not giving myself 5 years anymore. I'm just giving myself the time that I need to continue to put out the stuff that I want to put out. And my husband said to me, and I think I want to share it because I think it's very important. In the beginning, when I was writing stuff, sometimes you write about things you're blocked about, or, you want to get things out. And it doesn't necessarily always talk about the present, but it might talk about the past or something you felt in, how it is. And I have a lot of people in my direct circle. They're like, "Are you talking about me?" I had people ask me that, like, seriously, and I was like, "Oh my God, no!" But I said that to my husband, and he said to me, "I said, if you don't write, and if you can't be free when you write songs, like 100% free, you got to stop now."
Yeah.
And just the fact that he told me, because he's one of the most important persons in my life.
Sure.
It is also, and it's what I wrote in my CD in the credits, is thank you for letting me be free as a married woman. Well, it was amazing to spend this time with you. I'm so happy to have met you.
Take care. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that's it for this wonderful episode with Ellie Bloom here on the Trout Show. Hope you enjoyed it very, very much. I love talking to her because the fact that she's a different kind of artist. She's a lady that's an attorney during the day and an EDM artist at night. I wish her all the luck in the world with her career in both places. For more information about Ellie, all you got to do is go to her website, Ellie Bloom, ELLIEBLOOM, elliebloom.com. You can find everything about her there. I know all her music's in French, but you know what? I liked it a lot. I think she's going to make some headway over here in the United States. At least we hope she does. So thanks, Ellie, for coming on the show. Once again, thanks to David Smith. He's the guy who keeps the lights on here, the guy with Edward Jones. Check him out. If you have any kind of issues with your money, give him a call. It's free if you're anywhere in the continental United States. I can tell you he does a great job. He's done it for us for years. Any more information about The Trout Show, you know where to find it. Go to thetroutshow.com. It's all right there. Podcast, websites, music by me, everything you need to know. So until next time, people, you know what I always say. It's only rock and roll. But gosh darn it, I love it. See ya.